going?
Where are we going? Where are we going, man? Where are we going?
Раз, два, три, четыре, пять, начинаем мы играть.
Den Tag himmelit riatig de glemer Foran mig søver I gang dig drømmer Om natt og dag
Всем здравствуйте, всем здорово, всем мира и добра. Сегодня продолжаем проходить Draugen. Вчера записывал My Summer Camp, и, короче, звук мне вообще прям, блядь, не понравился максимально. Постоянно какие-то пшики, псик, 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 псик. В итоге сегодня немного поигрался с фильтрами в OBS. На вот этой игре все равно нахуй она никому не нужна, проверим звук какой будет. И заодно попроходим немного. Я хочу включить фильтр нуар. Это и есть нуар фильтр, блядь. Это нуар фильтр? Чё, блядь? Черно-белое кино буду смотреть?
Penny for your thoughts?
Perhaps she fell by accident.
Да, она
So you
упала.
don't think it was murder?
It's difficult to say with any certainty. The boy could have pushed her.
Блядь, я уже забыл.
You're really
сюжет.
not helping.
Какая-то девочка там
Can we
упала.
talk about this tomorrow?
Там, короче, семья
I'm
получается.
sorry.
You're exhausted.
I buried a corpse today, Alice.
Семья
No,
шахтеров.
I'm sorry. Why don't you sleep in
Семья
the guest bedroom?
жила
The couch is
в
fine.
городке в маленьком.
The Fretlands could still
Все
come
друг
home.
друга что-то...
Alright.
Фретландов.
Just don't come crying to me if you wake up with a crick in your neck.
Читайте, короче, субтитры.
I'll be up for a while, if you feel like talking.
Вот, семья жила. И в раз все куда-то делись. Никого нет в городе, город пустой. Я вообще приплыл со своей, не знаю, подругой, своей девкой, Лиссой. Приплыл на эту землю из Америки. Это, блядь, Норвегия, по-моему. Да, скорее всего, Норвегия. Вот, приехал за своей сестрой Элизабет. Она где-то здесь должна быть. Но в городе никого, город пустой полностью. И мы сейчас находимся в доме Фретландов, которые нас пригласили. Но их тоже нет, никого нет. В магазине, получается, брата, вот хозяина этого дома, мы нашли шляпку Элизабет, то есть нашей сестры. Короче, это весьма странный сюжет, который я даже вникать не особо охота мне. Это надо было читать комментарии. Блять, нет русского языка, русской озвучки, это очень плохо в таких играх. Потому что это же интерактивное кино, его, по идее, надо смотреть. А как его смотреть, если мне надо как бы говорить на камеру и при этом еще читать субтитры? Еще кнопочки нажимать. Если бы я отвлекался на субтитры, это бы просто бы вот так вот читал бы, сидел, а изображение на одном месте стояло, пока не прочитал. Так, а что у нас подлагивает как-то, да? Или это размытие? Нет, глючит определенно. Сейчас даже для сравнения низко поставлю. Все равно будет подлагивать. Это что такое? Все равно красиво. А? Мы же кино зашли посмотреть. И игру поиграть. Так что пускай подключат. Ты чё стоишь? Чё делать надо? Чё надо делать? Почему все так глючит? Почему лагает? Что? Прочитал. Что? Не
Wasn't there
знаю,
an
оперативку
inscription
жрет
inside?
почему-то.
Simon. Simon gave that book to Ruth.
Сим.
But who burned it?
Бля,
Johann
вникать надо в историю,
or
а
Anna?
я уже пропустил.
If they believed Simon killed her.
But they were friendly, right? Simon and Ruth. Before...
I imagine so.
I still don't understand why the brothers had a falling out.
Whatever drove a wedge between them, it was big.
Короче, братья поссорились. Дальше что?
It's the same photograph we saw in the store.
Except this one's whole.
So the brother who owns the store
Frederick.
was angry with Johann before Ruth. Because
Because of the mine. It all comes back to the mine. Johann and Frederick Fretland. Thick as thieves. Before things took a turn.
don't you always say that much of our pain is self-chosen?
I wonder about that.
The mine must have been a big deal for Greywoke.
Grovik. An opportunity to do more than live hand to mouth.
What a blow it must have been to lose it all.
Интересно, конечно, но нет. Иди нахуй.
These headlines make more sense now. Johann sells his share, and the cave-in occurs shortly thereafter, killing 3 people.
Including the
В
younger
том числе
brother.
третьего младшего
The
из
investor
братьев.
pulls out,
Инвестор покидает
leaving
компанию, ставит
Frederick with the
Фредерика
bill.
со счетами на
Oh, I feel
руках.
awful for everyone.
Терять брата,
Losing a
потерять
brother,
дело.
losing the business.
There were no happy endings
Да
here.
уж никакого счастливого фильма. Третий брат у них умер, что ли? Шахте. И поэтому поссорились. Я смотрел уже. Я смотрел в зеркало.
You do look exhausted.
Да.
Go to bed, Edward. I'll tuck you in.
Опять? Опять ложится? Господь Иисус, блядь, дай мне сил. Лечь. Как? Что нажать? Все, я не смогу пройти? Где кнопка? Так, почему? Ну я не могу туда лечь. Даже она говорит мне, типа, ложись. Я не могу.
The 2 brothers married
У брата
twin
женились на
sisters,
сестру-близняшках
Anna
Анне и
and
Маргарет
Margaret
Тейлор.
Taylor. That's the Grovik stave church behind them.
All those hopes and dreams
Надежды, мечты
ground
все
to dust
рассыпались,
by
практически.
misfortune.
Просто Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, блядь. Тут нет кнопки, ну, блядь, ну...
Lissy!
I'm in the sewing room.
Ну, это я позвал.
Alice?
I'm in the sewing room, Edward.
Не ложится. Чё делать? Так, знаешь, чё я хочу? Подожди, ты был... Журнал. Ну дайте мне выйти, блядь, ну он не ложится на диван, он, блядь, не ложится на диван, ебаный. Ага.
What are you doing?
Betty will
Вот
want
что
these
надо
back.
сделать. Уа.
I don't think it's healthy.
Not now, please. I'm exhausted.
У нас платок. Платок Элизабет. Шляпка Элизабет. Что еще осталось? Пальтишко. Рукавички. И саму Элизабет, в принципе. Хотя бы ее лицо вырезать. Теперь что? А, ну теперь можно спать, конечно, блядь. Я же сразу мог
Quite
тогда
the day, huh?
шапку повесить сначала.
I'm ready to pass out. Where will you sleep?
I'll be up for a while. My mind's simply racing.
Don't stay up late. Wake me if you hear the
Она не
Fretlings
спит, потому
arriving.
что она мутная.
Of course. And I'll keep my eyes open for any ghosts that might want to haunt you in your sleep.
There are no.
Hush now. Sleep.
Либо это вообще мне кажется. Алиса, мне кажется. Я просто я один, блядь, сижу. В пустом доме. Тоже. Скоро еще. День третий. Прямая реклама. Немного я не доиграл в тот раз, чтобы начать третий день.
Where are you?
Right up the stairs.
Я тогда уже психовал на эти
Alice?
игры.
Upstairs. Teddy, is that you?
Че наверху делаешь? А я там уже все проверил, я там уже все прошел, все посмотрел. Из тебя.
This is her room.
Да, это ее комната.
Are you paying attention? Ruth. Can you imagine?
Дочь этого.
One moment you're living a perfectly happy life, and then nothing.
Ну этого.
Darkness. Forever and ever. Maybe there's something here that can tell us what
Справа
happened to
этого
her.
ёбаного.
This is a waste of my time.
We might be the only ones left to tell her story, Edward.
Маленькая картина.
You're just being melodramatic. I'll help you look. There's still no sign of the Fretlings.
Maybe they left town after Ruth died.
What's the point of this? I should be looking for Betty.
Ruth was an artist.
This is very primitive.
Have you ever met a child, Edward? She wasn't Monet, she was 8. This must be the village church.
Похрен.
That's Ruth and her family on one side of the aisle, Simon and his father on the other.
The community divided.
А, скамейки. Проход. Разделенная община. То есть, как бы одна семья поделилась, обиделись.
What am I looking for?
Anything out of the ordinary. Something that could explain what happened to Ruth.
This is real life,
две семьи
not a
просто между
whodunit
собой
by Agatha
переженились.
Christie. There won't be a convenient series of clues leading to a tidy conclusion.
Says you.
Не знаю. Срать.
She made her bed that morning. Before she...
Or her parents did. It doesn't matter. It tells us nothing.
Why are you like this today? Betty's not the only person in the world that matters.
She matters the most to me.
Ain't that the
Мы
truth?
за ней приехали. Так. Что еще? Посмотрел.
She found something.
Where's that supposed to be?
A cave. Or the...
Mine. It could be. But what did she find?
something important enough to draw.
Интересно. Очень интересно, но ничего не понятно. О, еще картина. Ничего не понятно.
Ruth never finished this. What does that spell? F-O-R-B.
For Banelson. The
For
curse.
Who's that figure supposed to be? It's creepy.
A figment of her imagination. But the box she drew. It looks like this box under her desk.
Really? Let me see. Pull it out. What is this?
I I believe this might qualify as actual treasure.
Is that Norwegian money?
Sort of, but ancient. Viking coins.
Are they valuable?
Not in terms of monetary value, but historically. Well, they belong in a museum.
Looks like Ruth had her own private museum.
Why would a child have these artifacts?
She must have enjoyed collecting and playing with them.
These are much too precious to play with. She should have given these to an adult.
She was a child, Edward. To her, they were just shiny toys. Wait! The pin! On the doll!
This is where it came from, her collection.
But where did she find these treasures?
If we're to believe her drawing, perhaps the mine. She may have found a gravesite. Wherever she found them, she wanted to keep them hidden.
You think someone found out?
These items wouldn't necessarily be worth much, except to a historian or archaeologist.
What if this is how... I mean, if someone learned she'd been collecting treasures, they might be willing to do terrible things.
Все, можно идти уже. Еще нет.
That must be Ruth and Simon's fathers.
Perhaps. They weren't on the best of terms.
They look like they want to kill each other.
To a child, maybe it looked worse than it was.
Children are more insightful than you give them credit for, Teddy Bear. There's a story here. The treasure box, the drawings.
The overactive mind of an imaginative child.
She didn't imagine the Viking
Пойдем, нет.
artifacts. You shouldn't be so dismissive. The drawings could be her way of dealing with traumatic events.
This is what happens when I read you the principles of psychology. You get notions.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Ruth was troubled. The village was troubled, and... Is that a bell?
The church bell. Someone's here.
Погнали,
Maybe-
побежали.
Betty.
Why would Betty ring the
Быстрее, беги.
Perhaps she's in trouble.
Я побежал.
I need to get to the church right now.
Мне не из-за Бетти просто интересно, кто это.
be the person you saw the other
Кого же нет?
I told you, I'm not sure that was anything.
Ты
Come on.
где?
Go ahead. I'll catch up with you before you get there. I need a minute to think about.
Слышь, блядь, ты что там задумала? Давай выходи. Она точно мутная, она что-то делает. Осталось. Что-то задумала. Это туда наверх? Это там, где я застрял? В тот раз. Мне не подняться. Вот здесь только если. А здесь и надо. Что-то я не вижу, чтобы ты меня догоняла.
Lissy?
I'm up at the farm.
Alice!
I'm up at the farm.
Быстрее.
July 24th. Memorial service. A commemoration of the accident at the mine this past summer. No services after that.
All these fresh graves. Do you think that maybe
No.
Ты
Betty...
ебловозина? Блядь,
I know.
ты где была?
But
You wouldn't understand. Elizabeth and I, we have a bond.
God, Edward. Your obsession with her is really starting to grate.
Why board up a church?
Good,
She
good,
ghosts from
God, Erika,
God is not here.
Well, of course he isn't. You won't find God in a church. God is the wind in the trees, the grass between your toes, the brook that runs
That's
through.
nature, not God.
Who did this?
Someone who
Ну,
lost
она
their
права.
faith.
Can you peek through the boards?
Все вокруг. Это и есть Бог. Никак иначе. Не какой-то мужик, который на кресте висит.
See anyone?
No, I...
Listen.
Молчал.
The bell. They're still in there.
Hello?
О,
I heard the bell.
This is giving
I'm
me
here to help.
heebie-jeebies.
These boards look flimsy enough to break.
Look at that. The Ethel becomes an Edward. I didn't think you had it in you, old fruit.
Be quiet. Betty? Are you here?
Взлом
Hello?
церкви.
This is Edward Harden. I'm looking for my sister, Elizabeth.
Stop shouting, Edward. We're alone. There are only ghosts here.
There are no ghosts.
I don't know about that. What's this rope for?
The bell.
This is the bell we heard ringing?
I don't see any other bells.
So you have to stand here and pull this rope to ring it.
Yes.
But there was no one here. You didn't see anyone, right?
No. No one.
Ghosts. I'm telling you, it's ghosts. So what happened to the hunchback of Grovik?
They must be here still. Lissy,
Опа.
look.
Это
These gloves.
перчатки Бетти, да? В том пальто найдем.
They are definitely Betty's.
Сапоги.
Oh, for
She got
Pete's
these in
sake.
Boston before she left for New York. She bought them at Woolworth. I remember the day she...
Ее раздели просто и убили.
She's here.
Where? And why would she leave her clothes lying around? It doesn't make sense.
Breadcrumbs. She's sending me a message. She knew I'd recognize her gloves. Her hat. She's left a trail for me to follow, like Ariadne's red thread.
We're not in a labyrinth.
Betty will have left more crumbs.
Betty, you're turning into such a pill.
Ты, может, ебало завалишься? А? Что-то не нравится ты? Шалам.
What happened here?
The sign on the door. God is not here. Their faith. The church book. A record of births and deaths.
So we can find out what happened to the people in the village?
And, Elizabeth. I mean, if she was dead...
Her name would be in the book.
Vandals. Tore it to pieces.
I don't think the missing pages left the church. Look. How many pages are missing?
I counted 4.
They're probably all still here. I know. Let's make it a competition. 1-0 to Team Me.
1-1.
I wanted you to find that one. I know what a rotten loser you are.
What are you doing? We're in a church.
Thought you didn't believe in God.
Ты кто
I do
такая
believe
вообще?
in
Ты
civility.
кто? Ты кто, блядь? Ты чё меня бесишь? Ты кто такая?
Found another one. You get it. It's right here.
Нет.
I've never seen you read the Bible before.
I've read the Bible many times. It's an important historical document. For he is our peace, who hath made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us.
Did you just translate that into Olden English?
I happen to know the verse by heart.
You still manage to surprise me sometimes.
For he is our
Oi.
peace, who hath made both one.
Jesus looks sad.
What reason would Jesus have to be happy?
Don't be blasphemous.
Given that this is all fiction, blasphemy is a contradiction.
Heretic.
Jesus.
final dinner.
The Last
This
Supper.
is the friends of
Who
Jesus.
taught you about the New Testament?
I pick up on things.
This is the
Those
family
folks aren't heathens,
of
like you.
Jesus. Да, блядь. Че? Хватит.
Just one more page missing.
Это большая страница. Еще одну, да? Да как я туда
What's
встал?
that?
The last sermon that was held here.
What does it say?
The vicar's handwriting is hard to decipher, and the language. He talks about the village being divided for 20 years. This sermon was held on the anniversary of the accident this past summer. He's asking the congregation to help heal old wounds, to forgive, move on. Something to the effect of, you sit in separate aisles in God's house.
Like Ruth's drawing. I told you, she was perceptive.
It sounds like Grovik was split in two, between those who stood by Johann and those who supported Frederick.
Because of Ruth?
This sermon is from before that. No, this is all about the preceding 20 years of division and disagreements. Tilly varandra.
Edward?
Forgive each other. It addresses Johann and Frederick directly, but I wonder if they were even here.
Remember the wedding picture? They were close friends once. How could they allow their grudge to escalate until...
You call each other traitors, but the only thing you've betrayed are the bonds that unite us. Here's something else. Many of you believe Grovik was cursed 20 years ago. God has not cursed you. This curse is of your own making.
Ruth's drawing mentioned a curse. What do you think that means?
It means they believed they were cursed, and that they needed something or someone to blame for their misfortune.
Блядь, какая душная игра. Где еще страница?
Isn't this a fire hazard?
They're not always lit. Each case, they considered this a sacred place. For them to destroy it. This was an act of desperation and anger.
Where are you going? Teddy, where are you going?
Чё, блядь, а церкви? 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 Последняя страница, где она?
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Я ее не вижу. Вот здесь я ее не вижу.
We need to find all the pages.
Да где она, блядь? Тут одна сраная комната, тут даже искать негде. Но ее нету здесь. Нет здесь ее. Понимаешь, блядь?
Where are you going?
Where are you going? Where are you going, man? Where are you going?
Teddy, where are you going?
Where are you going? Где страница? Страница. Я ее здесь не вижу. Внутри. Внутри ее нет. Я не знаю. Я не знаю, где.
The missing pages must be here
Ну
somewhere.
не знаю я, где. Я не вижу.
We need to find all the
Помоги.
pages.
Не знаю. Как пройти эту игру? По-другому. Есть
The missing pages must be here somewhere.
подсказки? Есть подсказки? А если ее здесь вообще нет?
We need to find all the pages.
Ну нету здесь страницы. Ты, блядь, ты не понимаешь, что ли? Нету здесь страницы. Где она может быть? Вот где?
They considered this a sacred place.
Где?
For them to destroy it. This was an act of desperation and anger.
Ага. Отлично, я застрял.
This was an act of
Все, мне, блядь, не выбраться отсюда. Мне не выбраться отсюда. Это что за бред-то, блядь? Что за конченая игра? Как можно было вот такое вот допустить в игре, где нет прыжков? Как можно было допустить вот, блядь, вот такую дыру? Такое закрытое пространство? В той игре, где нет прыжков. Почему нельзя было здесь досочку будет постелить, чтобы он не проваливался никогда в жизни? Чтобы не было вот такого, как сейчас. Разработчики. Вы чё? Ёбнулись? Вот 3 страницы. Где 4-я? Неизвестно. Без понятия. Где?
Where are you going?
Домой пошел. Не может сказать, где 4-я страница. Где вот я должен взять?
Don't be blasphemous.
Given that this is all fiction, blasphemy is a contradiction.
Heretic.
Это что, блин, такое?
2 for 2. A tie. Good job, Teddy. Old
Stop,
bean.
Lissy. This is not a game. Betty's out there. All
Of
alone.
horse feathers. Stop being so gosh darn tedious, Edward. Bitty, will you ever shut up about your precious- What's that?
Блин,
The
заткни
last
ебало,
sermon was
блядь.
held here.
Вставляем.
This book goes back years. It lists births and deaths. Here's the 3rd Fretland brother, the one who died in the cave-in. Someone added the word for Banelson, probably quite recently.
What does that mean again?
Curse. That word is all over this book. Not just the men who died in the mine, but other deaths in the last 20 years.
Ruth's drawing and the sermon both mentioned a curse. What do you think it means?
Враг проклятия.
I don't know. There were surprisingly few births.
Perhaps they blame that on the curse as well.
Убит.
Look here. Ruth Elsa Fretland. She was buried in the cemetery. And the next entry, Simon Fretland. Now this is interesting.
Simon is dead? Oh, that's dreadful.
He drowned the day after Ruth died. Probably no coincidence. See what's scribbled next to it?
Mord?
Murder.
Who killed him? Ruth's father? Or the mob that trashed the store?
It doesn't say. After the children, a half dozen deaths in a single week.
The curse.
It's listed as the cause for every single death.
Maybe there really was a curse.
Primitive superstition. But something changed after Ruth and Simon. It might explain why there's no one around.
Edward, if it killed everyone, how's that not a curse? What does that word say? Next to those names at the bottom. For a
Traitor.
Кто-то проклят, кто-то проклят, а кто-то предатель. Благодарю. Проклятие.
Edward? What's wrong?
The final entry. There's no name. Alice, what if...
Oh, Edward, no.
Betty,
It doesn't mean she's...
she's not dead. She can't be. I'd know. I'd know.
Teddy.
I need to see the grave for myself. It's not Betty. Betty's still alive.
Teddy? Where are you going?
Так, пошли.
Don't leave me!
Я тебя жду.
Edward!
Пошли.
Alice,
Yes?
Это зовут.
Alice,
Да?
No need to shout.
Эдвард!
you better not be here, Betty.
Спокойно.
I'll never forgive you.
Пошли.
This
Oh.
one, it's
Она?
unmarked.
What are you doing? Have you gone completely mad? Edward, stop it!
Thank God. It's not her. It's not Betty. It's not her.
Oh, Edward. What have you done?
It's not Elizabeth. I was so afraid.
You're a monster.
But I had to be sure.
Скопал.
If Betty had...
To hell with your Betty! When did she ever shed a tear for you?
Don't talk about my baby sister like
Or
that.
what? Or what, Edward? What will you do? Ignore us? Banish us? You've spent your entire life chasing her.
Загоняет.
When are you going to do something useful with what's left of it?
Quiet! Just
Заткнись!
maybe.
Fine.
Шалава.
Alice? Come back. Don't leave me alone. Please. Come back.
А внутри не настоящий какая-то. Воображение. Ёпта, что делать? Я с ней тут тупил, без нее вообще, блядь. Я прыгаю. Вся, блядь.
Lissy? Where are you? I was afraid you'd left me.
Ты чё?
Now listen to me. No!
Блядь. Блядь.
Lissy!
Вот ты.
Lissy!
Уже страшно.
Hey!
Страшно.
Lissy, please listen to me. I didn't mean what I said.
Of course you meant it. Everything's always about Betty. Betty, Betty.
I care
Betty,
about you
Betty,
both.
Until it really matters. Then it's obvious who matters more.
I thought she was dead.
I wish she was!
Don't.
You deserve to be alone.
А кто Алиса такая? Сестра или папа? Не пойму. Вообще не понимаю.
Please, talk to me.
What's there to talk about?
Или так пиздючка какая-то
You can't
привязалась.
keep running away from me.
Другалек. Подруга.
Do you think you own me? That you control me? That you get to decide how I feel and what I do every minute of every day? That I'm your puppet, your little plaything?
Да.
Well, fuck you, Edward Charles Harden! I
Сама-
never should
сама
have come
fuck
here
you
with you on
ты.
this pointless chase!
Now, be reasonable.
Ты, блядь, исчезаешь. Чё с тобой? Прыгай.
What are you doing?
What I should have done years ago. Maybe now you'll learn to appreciate us.
Now listen to me. Please, listen. Hear me out. Don't do this. You can't do this to me. I need you. I'm not whole without you. I can't lose you. I can't live without you. Don't, please, don't, no. What? No!
Так ее не существует, она исчезает.
Oh, Alice. What have you done? Please, be all right. Please don't.
You make me sick, Edward. Your mother and father would be ashamed. Elizabeth would be ashamed. They did not think you deserved their love, so they abandoned you.
Don't.
Oh, my child. We are all that you have, and we love you. We are here. With us, you are never
С кем?
alone.
Ты кто?
Do not
Меня образуешь?
forget.
No. Never. Never. I never forget. I am never alone.
Я уж думал, это конец, знаешь, конец игры, и сейчас будут титры. И я такой уже готовлюсь заорать.
Wake up,
Типа, что за
Edward.
хуйня? А так я просто, ну, тихо, что за хуйня?
Stop hiding.
Так, 4-й день, и, пожалуй, на этом мы остановимся. Следующее видео будет с 4-го дня, потому что какой-то экшен начинается, и скорее всего вот это 4-й день будет последним. Мне кажется, почему-то. То есть, ну, следующее видео, 4-е, получается, по счету видео будет последним. А на сегодня пока хватит. Так что всем удачного всем удачного времяпрепровождения. Всем удачи, короче.